Hey everyone, welcome to another deep dive into the world of fashion. And this one is going to be pretty interesting, I think.
Yes, should be.
We're going to be looking at the story of Isak Andic and the brand Mango,
Yeah.
that whole kind of journey. I mean, who doesn't love a good like rags to riches story?
Yeah,
But this one's in the fashion world, so that makes it even better.
absolutely. And what's really interesting is just how closely, his personal story is woven into the fabric of Mango itself.
Right.
It's a reminder, I think, that behind every big brand, there's a human story there.
Right, like a journey.
Yeah, with its own little, twists and turns.
Right. And how many fashion giants can you
Um,
picture starting out in Istanbul? I mean, that's where it all began for
yeah.
Tannic, right? His family, they migrated to Barcelona when he
Yeah.
was young and, seeking new opportunities. I mean, I wonder if you think that move maybe planted the seeds for his entrepreneurial spirit. I mean, would you say that was like a big kind of factor?
Yeah, absolutely. I think relocating like that often instills a certain resilience,
So yeah, for
a
sure.
drive to succeed. And you see those qualities time and time again in entrepreneurs,
Hmm.
right? Especially in a field as competitive as fashion, you know?
Right. I mean, so picture Barcelona in the late 70s, right? Anicic's like hustling, selling T-shirts, building connections. I mean, it's clear he had this natural sense of style,
Mm.
what people wanted.
Yeah.
And the sources we have, I mean, they really emphasize his focus on quality even at that early stage, right? He wasn't just like trying to pump out, the cheapest thing he could.
No, and that's a really crucial point.
Yeah.
I think he wasn't chasing those like fast fashion trends, which would have been tempting, for a young entrepreneur.
Yeah.
But he focused on building a brand known for quality, and that's a strategy that paid off big time in the end.
Yeah.
He wasn't in it for the quick buck. It was about building something that lasts.
Totally. Yeah, it speaks to his vision. And speaking of vision, let's fast forward to the 1980s, right? So Anadic and his brother Naman, they opened their first Mongo store in
Mm.
Barcelona, and it feels like a pivotal moment.
Oh, it absolutely was. He had a very clear vision for Mongo right from the beginning. He
Yeah.
wanted to bridge this gap between high fashion and affordability,
Right.
and make
Yeah.
stylish clothes accessible to a much wider audience. It was a bold move.
Right.
Really, he was democratizing fashion in a way that hadn't really been done before.
It makes sense, and that vision clearly resonated.
It did.
Throughout the 80s, Mongo just grew rapidly in Spain, like becoming a household name, but they never seemed to stray from those core values, right? Quality and style.
Exactly. They invested heavily in their supply chain and their designs,
Yeah.
making sure that each piece, whether it was a basic T-shirt or like a sophisticated dress, reflected that commitment to excellence. It was about
Yeah.
building a brand,
Yeah.
not just churning out clothes.
Right. And that can be so tempting, I think.
Yeah, in a fast-paced industry like that.
Totally. And it's about staying true to that initial vision, that core identity, right? And then, of course, comes the 90s.
Yeah,
And Mongo just explodes onto the global scene. You see Mongo stores popping up
everywhere. Yeah,
in over 100 countries, right? It's remarkable how they managed to maintain that brand identity while also adapting to, all these different cultures and tastes.
and this is where I think Andic's strategic genius really shines through. He understood the power of globalization, of course,
Mm-hmm.
but he also recognized the importance of local adaptation.
Yeah.
Mango stores worldwide.
Yeah.
They maintained this consistent aesthetic.
Right.
But they also catered to regional preferences. So the brand
Mm-hmm.
felt both familiar and exciting,
Mm-hmm.
to customers all across the globe.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
a delicate balance.
It is.
And he really struck it beautifully.
Yeah, it's true. And amidst all this global expansion, something that really stands out in the sources is that he never forgot his roots, right? He was super involved in philanthropic activities in Spain,
Yeah,
giving back to the community that kind of helped him achieve these dreams.
right.
It's a side of him that I don't think always gets as much attention.
It's a testament to his character.
Yeah.
I think despite achieving, phenomenal success,
Yeah. Yeah.
he remained grounded and dedicated to making a positive impact, beyond just the world of fashion.
Right.
It adds another layer to his story,
Mm.
showing that success for him, wasn't just about profits and brand recognition.
Yeah.
It was about, you know, making a difference,
Mm-hmm.
giving back to the community that had embraced him.
It's inspiring,
Yeah.
It shows a different side to the sometimes cutthroat world of fashion. You know what I mean?
That's refreshing.
It is refreshing, and it seems like despite his success, he remained a very private person,
Yeah.
really letting his work speak for itself and not seeking the limelight.
Mm-hmm.
He was focused on building something meaningful and lasting. That humility is striking.
It is in an industry that often thrives on being seen.
Right, exactly. And so you have this brand taking the world by storm,
Hmm.
becoming this global phenomenon. But here's what I find really interesting, right? Andic realized that Mango wasn't just selling clothes, it was selling a lifestyle. Their advertising campaigns, often featuring these iconic supermodels like Kate Moss, Claudia Schiffer,
Right.
really projected an image of timeless elegance and accessibility that was a brilliant marketing strategy, I think.
Absolutely.
Don't you agree?
It was a risky move for sure.
Hmm.
Associating the brand with such high-profile models could have backfired
Yeah, it could
if
have.
it hadn't been executed so well, but it
Yeah.
clearly paid off.
Yeah.
What do you think made this campaign so successful?
I think it tapped into this very specific desire, like a yearning for a certain lifestyle
Yeah.
that felt both attainable and aspirational. It wasn't so out there that you couldn't imagine yourself being a part of it,
Yeah.
but it was still like,
Elevated.
yeah, it
You're
gave.
right. He understood that power of storytelling and imagery.
Mhm.
He wasn't just selling garments. He was selling a feeling and aspiration.
Yeah.
It was about empowering people to express themselves through fashion, regardless of their background or budget.
Yeah.
And by using these, iconic figures, he elevated the brand's image,
Mm.
made it aspirational yet attainable at the same time.
Right. Like you could be a part of that world,
Exactly.
that lifestyle, just by wearing Mungo.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is the genius of it. It wasn't exclusive, it was inclusive.
Hmm.
It spoke to a wide audience, a diverse range of people who wanted to feel stylish and confident.
Right. And that message resonated. Mongo became synonymous with sophisticated style.
Yeah.
That didn't break the bank. It really was a powerful message, democratizing fashion
Yeah.
in a way that few brands have been able to replicate. I think that's something worth pondering. How do you create a brand that feels both aspirational and accessible at the same time?
It is. It's like the magic formula.
It is. That's the magic, isn't it?
And Andic managed to capture it.
He did.
It's pretty amazing how Andic created this whole fashion empire
Hmm.
that felt both like luxurious and accessible,
Right.
But as with, any story,
Yeah.
there's kind of a bittersweet note that we have to touch on.
Yeah. It's a reminder, I guess, that even amidst the most, dazzling successes,
Yeah.
life has a way of reminding us of its fragility.
Yeah. Sadly, our sources tell us that Isak Andic passed away recently at the age of 71.
Oh, wow.
It was a sudden cardiac arrest while he was hiking near Montserrat.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. A truly tragic loss.
It is a loss, not just for the fashion world, but I think for anyone who's been, inspired by his entrepreneurial spirit,
Yeah.
his dedication to his craft, and, his quiet generosity.
It really makes you think about, the legacy that someone leaves behind.
Mm-hmm.
When you consider Andic Ansic's impact on the fashion industry, what stands out to you the most?
For me, it's the way he redefined accessibility in fashion. He made high style attainable,
Right.
proving that affordability doesn't have to mean, sacrificing quality or design.
Right.
And he did it with this quiet determination,
Yeah.
letting his actions speak louder than any flashy pronouncements.
That's a powerful message. I mean, he showed the world that you can build a global brand
Yeah,
and still stay true to your core values, to that initial spark of vision.
exactly. He never lost sight of what Mango represented: quality, style, accessibility.
Yeah.
And he achieved all of this while staying grounded,
Yeah.
giving back to his community
Right.
and never seeking the spotlight for himself.
It's a story that goes beyond just the fashion industry, right? I mean,
Absolutely. It's a story that resonates with anyone who dreams of, building something from scratch.
Yeah.
Whether it's a business, a creative project, or even just a fulfilling life.
Right.
It's about having a vision, starting small, focusing on quality, never forgetting where you came from.
Right.
Hard work, dedication, and a bit of that entrepreneurial magic that Andic seemed to possess.
Yeah, there's something almost universal about his journey,
Yeah.
this desire to create something meaningful, to leave a positive mark on the world.
And he did it all with this remarkable humility, this quiet confidence that never sought validation from the outside world.
Yeah.
He found satisfaction in the work itself
Yeah.
and the process of building something extraordinary.
It's inspiring, especially in a world that often feels obsessed with,
Yeah.
instant gratification and like fleeting trends.
Yeah, totally.
He reminds us that true success is built on this foundation of, passion, hard work, and a steadfast commitment to your vision.
You're right. His story is a reminder that the most enduring legacies are often built brick by brick
Yeah.
with patience, resilience, and a deep-seated belief in what you're creating, you know?
It's incredible. Isn't it Isak Andic, this quiet visionary who really reshaped the fashion landscape and left such an indelible mark on the world as we wrap up this deep dive into his life and legacy?
Yeah.
I'm curious what resonates most with you from his story.
For me, it's the power of vision.
Yeah.
He had this unwavering clarity about what Mungo represented,
Yeah.
what he wanted to achieve. And he held on to that vision.
Yeah.
Even as the brand evolved and expanded globally,
Right.
it's a powerful reminder that sometimes success starts with a simple,
Yeah.
yet powerful idea,
Yeah.
and the willingness to work tirelessly to bring it to life.
That unwavering commitment is something you see in a lot of successful entrepreneurs.
Right, absolutely. It's so easy to get swept up in the day-to-day,
Yeah.
to chase those fleeting trends,
Yeah.
but Andic stayed true to his core values. He believed in quality and style and accessibility, and he never compromised on those principles.
Good lesson.
It is a lesson we can all apply to our own pursuits, I think.
Right.
Whether we're building a business, pursuing a creative passion, or simply trying to live a more meaningful life,
Yeah. He built something special.
He did.
And his story offers so much, not just for those in the fashion world, but for anyone with a dream.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, for someone listening right now, what takeaways from his journey could they apply to their own life? What could they take away?
There's so much to glean from his approach, I think, yeah. Think about the specific challenges he faced.
Yeah.
The decisions he made, the risks he took. He started small, selling T-shirts, understanding his market. He built a brand based on quality, not just, fleeting trends.
Yeah.
He embraced globalization while respecting those local nuances.
Right.
And he did it all with his quiet humility, a focus on the substance rather than the spectacle.
Yeah.
Those are valuable insights no matter what path you're on.
It's almost like an invitation to think differently,
Yeah.
to approach challenges with a fresh perspective.
Exactly. And to remember that success doesn't always have to be
Yeah.
loud or flashy.
Right.
Sometimes the most enduring impact comes from, quiet determination, from a steadfast commitment to your vision.
And from a deep understanding of what people truly value.
Yeah.
In Anna Mendic's case, it was that desire for style and quality without, the exorbitant price tag.
Right.
He tapped into a universal desire.
Yeah.
And that's what resonated with people all over the world.
It did. So as we reflect on Isak Andic and the remarkable journey of Mango, what aspects of his approach spark your curiosity?
Yeah.
What lessons from his story could you adapt to your own pursuits, your own dreams,
And T. Nick's legacy lives on not just in the clothes we wear,
Right.
but in the inspiration his story provides. It's a reminder that with passion, hard work, and a clear vision, anything is possible.
Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep pushing the boundaries of what you think is achievable.
Until next time, keep diving deep.